Todo, la empresa transnacional actual, no solo la europea, sino todas, al mismo tiempo que es más potente, enormemente fuerte, sufre un proceso de concentración, pero también de desconcentración. Algunos lo han dicho con una expresión muy gráfica, que la empresa crece adelgazando. Efectivamente, sabemos que las empresas, muchas de las actividades que antes hacían ellas mismas, las descentralizan. Al mismo tiempo, este proceso de externalización, que es enormemente desarrollado, puede llegar a unos extremos increíbles. Puede llegar hasta el extremo que la empresa como tal se limita a ser un mero gabinete de diseño establecido en cualquier parte del mundo, en Milán o Nueva York, con unas sede central en la que se manejan los aspectos financieros con no mucha gente, y a partir de ahí el resto ya no son la empresa.
Globalization is accelerating this process. A new redistribution of labor in the world, a new division of production in the world. I think it's a mistake to believe that you can stop the transfer of production between countries. It is quite clear to us that countries will not retain the production they've always had. If trade unions in the 19th century had said, we're going to keep this production where it is forever, 95% of Swedish workers today would be working in agriculture. That's absurd. So jobs are going to move, investment is going to move.
Un fabricante puede utilizar la mano de obra de Indonesia, a la cual se la paga un salario miserable, y sin embargo venderá ese producto en Europa, por ejemplo, a unos precios que el trabajador de Indonesia no podrá nunca comprar el producto que él mismo ha fabricado.
The whole challenge of globalization is to control the processes and to impose minimum regulation on those processes. So our concern is not simply that a job is done in Belgium or in India. Our problem is also under what conditions is the job done in Belgium or in India. And there, and you're quite right, the key issue is the respect of workers' rights.
Well, what you also see globally is that on one hand there is a sort of hypothesis that foreign direct investments going into developing countries will ultimately be to the benefit of people in developing countries. But on the other hand, you see that a lot of developing countries, for example, Indonesia, I would not even mention China here, but Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand are competing amongst one another to attract this foreign direct investment. So in the end, the big brand names who invest in countries like Indonesia and Thailand and the Philippines, they will be confronted with violations of often international standards. Because if a country lowers down its social and environmental standards just for the sake of attracting foreign direct investment.
Around the world in recent years, we have seen the growth of a large number of what are known as export processing zones or something similar. These are zones in different countries, often geographically separate from national territory, where workers are employed producing purely for export. These are companies and zones which often have particular fiscal advantages. They are, in a sense, enclaves, separated from the national economy.
No nos dejan organizarnos en sindicato. Una vez que se dan cuenta, despiden a los trabajadores que están organizándose en sindicato y esos trabajadores quedan ya en una lista negra. Estos trabajadores no pueden conseguir trabajo en otro lugar. Ellos vienen aquí a Honduras y, bueno, son una fuerza de empleo. Como la única opción que hay en Honduras, de que la maquila es la única, es la fuerza de empleo, el único rubro para poder salir de la situación en que se vive de desempleo en nuestro país.
Now, the problems we have with these zones are basically twofold. The first is that this production that's been undertaken there doesn't often benefit the host country very much. It benefits the capital which comes and invests there, and they take the profits away with them. The second concern that we have, and it's very much our own concern, is that the workers working in these zones very often do not enjoy the same labour legislation protections as other workers, and more often than not, they are denied the right to organise in trade unions. 80% of these workers are women. They're often very young women, and their situation is, again, as in the case of the Olympic Games, akin to 19th century sweatshops. Conditions are very bad indeed.